Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? First off, I am Chris Wood, and I am a full physical identity theft victim with 100% proof. I am a 5-year revenge retaliation victim of very seriously dangerous Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, who are human traffickers, human sex trade slavery traffickers. They are guilty of kidnapping, sex assaults, false arrest refusals, extortion, stalking, having me medically blacklisted to prevent help and proof. They're guilty of having my mother stalked and killed. They are guilty of having my 2 dogs killed. For revenge, retaliation because of me speaking of their human trafficking and their homeless exploitation for monetary gain out of a place called the Morning Star Mission in Napanee. As a result, I have become a almost 6 year target. Holy shit. I am doing this right now. I've been having a lot of problems walking. I've been having a lot of problems thinking. I've been having a lot of problems talking. I am losing a lot of my memories. I'm starting to have problems remembering what I did yesterday. My full right brain has been completely split, and I go completely numb every single day. The whole right side of my head and my face. I am now blind in my right eye. I cannot go to a hospital. I cannot get medical help. Compliments of Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, who is the girlfriend to a woman involved, a mental health worker that was in Napanee at Daily Tea Company, now Kingston AMHS. OPP, who are guilty of murders and attempted murder. Ex-chief or commander, year 2019. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler. He had me shot on the corner of Bridge and Center Street in August of 2019 before he left Napanee. He drove a white Jeep Wrangler. It was at the stoplights on Bridge and Center Street. Staff Sergeant's years 2019, 2021, kidnapping and sodomy, sex assault. Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward, Stacy, the mental health worker, Napanee, that was this Kingston AMHS now. She is the girlfriend to Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. And Shelley Hafner. Hafner had me kidnapped May 27, 2021, 24 hours after me asking for help with what has taken place with me. Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, once again, Lennox and Addington County General Hospital. She is guilty of attempted murder with the intent to commit and cover up. She is guilty of medical file falsification for discrimination and treatment refusals to get me medically blacklisted to prevent me help. Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Barton, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. McGregor, ex-CEO Wayne Coveyduck, and patient relations, all Lennox and Addington County General Hospital, who are criminally negligent, involved in co-committing and covering up crimes against me, covering up their crimes, having me falsely arrested twice in an attempt to try to discredit me, in an attempt to try to fuck me over to prevent anything legal on them for what they are guilty of. Their accomplices who are drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit, and I just recently found out that they are possibly linked to the terrorist group Al-Qaeda as well. This is no fucking joke. Blair Frederick Hardy, a guy known as Bill Wooldridge. He has many alias names. He has Bill Wooldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Mavis, which is the name of a wanted inmate escapee walkaway, and Robert Cross are his alias names. He is approximately 70 years old. Bald glasses. He is a mimicker. He thinks that he and I were switched at birth, believes that he is my dad. He was stalking my mother, and he was calling my mother mom. He is also a child sex offender. He was stalking children daily at Tim Hortons in Napanee for the XOPP chief or commander before he left for sex slavery. Once again, and then there's Blair Frederick Hardy. He is the one that's allegedly associated to Al-Qaeda. He is the one who owns and runs the police in Napanee, Ontario. He is the one that runs and owns the drugs through Robert Kane, Ontario Provincial Police drug cop. He is guilty of stalking. He is guilty of torture. He is guilty of meth trafficking. He is a meth dealer. He allegedly has a meth lab in Tweed, Ontario. He is guilty of stalking. He is guilty of torture crimes. He is guilty of rapes that he committed in 2021 against a woman at 45 Dundas Street who is now deceased. He is guilty of financial thefts and frauds, welfare, disability, and insurance frauds. He takes insurance policies out on his victims. He is guilty of possible multiple homicides within 4 Spencer Mills 14716 Ontario Provincial Police. There is Robert Berry. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is a truck driver, and he is a possible serial killer. Him and his boyfriend, who allegedly has AIDS, HIV. He is committing sex assaults, and if so, he is spreading his disease to victims. Bert Hustler, who was allegedly an NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers and the Hartford Whalers. He is a sex slave trafficker. He is an obsessed stalker. He is a meth, crack, and pillhead and pill dealer. He is highly psychotic, highly delusional. He's guilty of torture crimes on me. He's guilty of skull splitting me, body mutilations, and attempted murder. Jason Gimpy Two-Step Van Alstyne. He is a crackhead. He sells laced fentanyl in Napanee and Kingston, Ontario, to commit overdose murders, which he is getting away with. He is guilty of possible another homicide in 2021 against a guy named Jack. He was with him. He is guilty of attempted murder on me. He is guilty of being involved with my identity theft. He is a stroke victim. He is still very dangerous. And this is why OPP police are using him in hopes of deniability for his fucking crimes because of what he is. He's an inbred, fall-down piece of shit, approximately 45 years old. He's guilty of identity theft with the intent to commit identity disability and insurance fraud. Tyler Teabag Lake, he is guilty of torturing and killing my dog Runt in March of 2023. He is guilty of criminal stalking. He is guilty of death threats. He is guilty of attempted homicide on me. He is guilty of torture crimes, body mutilations. He is Robert Kane, Ontario Provincial Police 7224, number 1 rat informant, fall down, drug fed, money paid piece of shit. He is approximately 35 years old. Raymond LeBlanc, he is guilty of criminal stalking. He is a child groomer. He is guilty of torture crimes on me, and he is guilty of attempted homicide. He is a meth trafficker. Harry Hartwick, he is approximately 85 years old. He is a child groomer. He is a sex offender. He is guilty of being involved with my identity theft. He is also a family member. He is a cousin. He is guilty of identity theft on me with the intent to commit. He's guilty of very serious abuses on me as a child as well in Winnipeg, Manitoba. As I said, he is my cousin. His nephew, Dale Hartwick, who is guilty of skull splitting me. He is guilty of brain injuring me, body mutilations. He's guilty of attempted homicide with the intent to commit. For drop charges for a stabbing he committed against his wife or ex-wife's boyfriend a couple years ago. He is now OPP rat informant, and his boyfriend Tony Anthony Axel Rose Hearns, who is guilty of attempted homicide with intent to commit with and for his boyfriend Dale Hartwick. They are speedheads. They are speed traffickers. They are the ones that are selling the crack, the meth, the fentanyl, the speed, the heroin, and the opium in Napanee, Ontario as well. They are sex slave traffickers. They are all registered sex offenders as well. And they are the OPP accomplices in Napanee who are the human traffickers, the sex slave traffickers, the fall down pieces of shit. I am also the end of my bloodline too. So it makes OPP. You are guilty of doing this to me. You are guilty of having my mother killed. You are guilty of having my dogs killed. And you are guilty of full physical fucking identity theft and changes on me with 100% proof over the course of 5 years while being medically blacklisted to prevent me helping proof to have this covered up. When people disappear, it is through the police. It is through criminal doctors who are medically blacklisting their victims to prevent them help. And it is through their accomplices. Poor, homeless, elderly, disabled are the ones that they're victims that they are going after. Ontario Provincial Police is guilty of domestic terrorism. They are guilty of treason. They are guilty by doing this to me of ending the entire Wood bloodline. You are fucking pieces of shit. All because of me speaking of their human trafficking and homeless exploitation and possible money laundering out of the Morning Star mission in Napanee, Ontario. I've been going through this for almost 6 years since I was shot in 2019. My medical rights, my legal rights, and my human rights have been taken away from me. So congratulations to the pieces of shit cops, to a very seriously fucking criminal Dr. Tatiana Vakadinovic at Lennox and Annington County General Hospital, and to your fall down or unarrestable pieces of shit accomplices. Luckily, I do not have $22,000 to fork over to OPP to get arrest made, but they themselves are guilty of this as well. Time has been bought, damage has been done, the lies and everything cast against me. Congratulations, you fucking bastards. I hope, if anything, because there is nothing I can do if I need medical help. I have to go to either Quebec, down east, or to Manitoba to get fucking medical help. They've assured this against me, the fucking pieces of shit. Families are murdered and missing. It is Lennox and Annington, Ontario Provincial Police. And it was a report just came out yesterday that OPP were involved in stopping human trafficking, human smuggling through the U.S. Bullshit. They would have nothing to do with that. They are the ones that are causing fucking people to disappear. I had no association, no criminal record or in any way, shape, or form for almost 50 years. I found out about the trafficking going on. I spoke about it, and then I became a fucking victim of theirs. Medical file falsifications. I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to being shot, and then all of a sudden, I'm going to hospitals after being shot, and I'm being treated like a piece of shit. Compliments of my file being falsified from Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. It's organized trafficking. The justice of the peace is also involved as well. She is guilty of threats, intimidations, obstructions, accusations stating that I was high on marijuana and hallucinating. She accused me of being high on marijuana and hallucinating, being sodomized, because it was done through the police, staff sergeants, and it was done through the one known as Bill Woldridge. Their fucking fall down accomplice piece of shit, the one that thinks that he and I were switched at birth. I no longer have any feeling in this side of my head or my face. It is all completely and totally dead. It completely gone. No brain stimulation, no brain feeling. I get hypoxia on a daily basis. It feels like I possibly have a brain tumor. I have tubes that come up from my groin to my nipple on the right side of me, and it goes from there up to my throat, from my throat, my neck, up to the back of my head. It bulges out. I have pictures where I've shown in this tube or whatever it is in me, it bulges out like that. And then I start getting air going through me. The full right side of my body has been mutilated. When I eat my food, it goes to the right side of my body, not my stomach. I taste and smell piss and shit all the time. Feces going through my head and my face and my fucking body, which is seriously decaying me. I get thick liquid going through me all the time. When I first get up in the morning, I not to be so graphic or gross, but I have to blow my nose because I'm so stuffed up with crap, and it's thick liquid every single morning, usually about 50, 60 fucking times, because I am so filled up with this shit. By the way, thank you for tuning in. And I hope everybody that does is having a good day as well. Whatever anybody does, do not ever go to Ontario Provincial Police. Do not ever speak about their crimes. Your family and your bloodline, your identity, it will be stolen and you will be killed. And I am saying that without paranoia because of what I have been through, especially now that this is fucking finished with me. 22,000 Ontario Provincial Police charge to have people arrested. That is how fucking criminal these extortionist terrorist bastards are, because they're fucking involved with this. They're using their badges, their positions, their credentials, their fucking doctors, and their accomplices to do this to me. And I can prove, and I have proven whom, how, and why consistently right from 2019. Consistently whom, how, and why. Who is guilty and involved with this to me. My eye, or this eye, I no longer can see out of it anymore. I am completely and totally blind in my eye here. It glazes over all the time. Like there's a fucking, it looks like a snake eye all the time once in a while. Like a fucking reptile. I have no control over it. And I can't see a fucking thing except for only out of one eye now. So you're doing your job, everybody, knowing that I cannot do a fucking thing about it, medically, legal, or any other way. Thank you, by the way, for your message. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up. I am going to go grab a coffee. I am going to get looking for lawyers. I've been trying to get legal help with this for the past 5 years as well. I have actually walked into lawyers' offices with proof of what has happened to me. I mentioned the name OPP. I mentioned the name Spencer Mills, and I was actually told one time by a lawyer to fuck off once I mentioned their name. They wanted nothing to do with it, most likely knowing just how fucking dangerous these pieces of shit cops truly are. I would advise or ask anybody that sees this, please check out my other videos as well. This needs to be seen. This needs to be shared. It needs to be gotten out because I am the end of my bloodline and I am soon going to be fucked because I'm losing more and more and more of my fucking memories. I did have at least 150 IQ at one time, and now I'm having trouble thinking, even putting sentences. There I go, sentences together. Fuck. When people, OPP have cast lies against me stating that I am a suicidal self-harmer. I am not a suicidal self-harmer in any way, shape, or form. I want to make that very, very clear. I never have been, and I never will be. I love my life, and it is a fucking lie against me. Lie about drugs that I do not do. At one point in time, I used to. I'm not perfect. I've done my share of drugs, a little bit of pretty well everything. In 2013, actually, I overdosed from what is called Dilaudid, which happens to be synthetic heroin. I overdosed from it, and I am thankful and grateful it happened. Why? That was my wake-up call. I have not done any drugs. I do not drink alcohol, but there have been lies against me because I had long hair and I have tattoos about drugs that I do not do. I went to the hospital. They got a phone call stating that. And because of them stating that, whoever it come from, I was also prevented from being taken serious, and I was prevented from getting the help that I was there to get. When OPP are having people disappear and murdering them, they are using those fucking narratives. They are using those bullshit lies against their victims to have their homicides covered up. And that is a fucking fact. They are using those lies against their victims, and when they are killing victims, they are having it covered up through those lies that they are taking their own life or it was a drug overdose. No, it was done on purpose. It was homicide, not suicide. Okay, I am going to get off here. I hope everybody has a good day. Congratulations, OPP, and you bastards, for what you've done to me. Please hit the share because I need this to get out. My life and my bloodline are on the line.